Welcome to the Diary of a Beautician. This is your host Sha. Tune into my podcast from the health and beauty industry via my website. I'm also now available on YouTube at Sha Sha London. I'll be discussing various topics, stories, news, educational, historical and personal content. For any inquiries, please head over to www.shashalondon.co.uk. You can follow me on social networks, Instagram at sslondon84, Facebook Sha Sha London, Twitter Sha Sha London. I'm also available on LinkedIn as Sha Sha London. If you have any questions, do feel free to send them to me via social media, or you can email me at shashalondoninfo@gmail.com. So welcome back. Thank you again to everyone who tunes into my weekly podcast and have been sharing it with people as well. Thank you. Welcome to the new listeners. I hope you enjoy my content that I bring to you today. So before I go into my topic of conversation this week, I literally just want to talk about a little bit about people's well-being. Due to this pandemic, I have seen and noticed that a lot of people have or are developing anxiety. Okay, now if you know someone or you are a person who is experiencing high level anxiety, or you're feeling this anxiousness coming over you, please do speak to someone professionally about this, okay? If you have a loved one that you're at home during this lockdown or quarantine, try and take time out and speak to them about how you're feeling and what's going on, okay? Hopefully they'll be there to listen to you. And as I said, if you don't have anybody, then do contact one of these organisations here in the UK. So we have Mind, okay? That's MIND, Mind, an organisation that helps people with mental health. We have Lifeline, okay? We have Suicide Prevention Line. We have Samaritans, okay? If you're a young person that is going through something at home with a family relative, or, whatever it may be, I would, say to you, contact NSPCC, okay? They help young people or yourself through any traumas or anything that you're going through, okay? If you're someone who is suffering with domestic violence, please contact National Abuse, okay? Another organisation that will help you with the current situation that you're going through. As I said, there's so much going on at home. This is like the first actual time where, in my lifetime, we're all at home for a number of weeks and months now, unable to do our day-to-day works. And it does do something to you being in that sort of isolation mode. If you've listened to any of my podcasts, I've discussed that, and trauma as well. But this week's conversation, I'm going to kind of bring it all together, and I want people to find a way to heal, okay? So this is this week's topic of conversation: healing. For myself, I've had numerous traumas, as I spoke in my previous podcast, and what I felt through dealing through a traumatic experience was finding some way to heal, okay? And this was like this is like a remedy for me. This is like a remedy for you. If you're looking for a solution, if you're looking for a way, then a healing process is that itself, okay? So I remember there was one year in my family where there was like loads of family members were passing away. They were mature family members, and it was just literally in the space of months, we were just hearing this person was passing away, this person was passing away through conditions that they were battling with. And it really it really didn't affect me because I was really young at the time. I was a teenager, and when you're a teenager, you're just about yourself and about getting on with your day-to-day life. And the thing that I didn't process was that these family members were leaving so frequently, and until I got older and I started to experience my traumas, or things that got really difficult or hard for me, these sort of things came back like a floodgates, right? They were just coming back to me with a wave of emotion, and I couldn't believe that I hadn't really dealt with it. I hadn't really dealt with that person passing away, that person going, that person leaving. I kind of just, put it in a box in the back of my head and just carried on. And as I said, the thing that opened up, as you could say, Pandora's box for me was my traumas, right? So when I started to experience things in life that became really heavy and very hard and very difficult, that box kind of opened itself up, and then it was just like a wave of emotions and experience that I didn't choose to deal with. So how I learned how to heal, how I began the healing process was, going through each thing that happened that was traumatizing and the things that I was experiencing. And one of the things that was really good for me was asking questions about the person. So, when my grandmother passed away, I didn't have a strong relationship with her, or a relationship at all. However, through my mother, I learned a lot about her as a person. And speaking to other family members, I learned a lot of things about her. And I think I even did an assignment about my grandmother, I think years, I can't remember if it was in college or uni. Like, yes, I went uni for a couple of years. That's another story. But I remember I had to do a story, and I chose her as a piece. That's it. It was uni. Yeah. And I just felt like the way in the way me using, the way in which I approached the situation. So me finding out about her, who she was, what did she do, what was her life like, embarking on that journey, just finding out about who my grandmother was, that kind of helped me to heal, that kind of helped me to move on, right? So dealing with her death, and then moving on to the other person in my family who passed away, and, learning about them. And as I said, those were the steps that I chose to take in order to move on and, begin my healing process. And, going back to not having the relationship with my grandmother, and, realizing that sometimes it's not your fault. You can't, forge relationships overnight. You can't make people want to love you. You can't, build this, happy experience with this person if the person chooses not to want to know you or be a part of your life. And it's hurtful and it can be disheartening, but the silver lining, as they say, or the happy note, was learning about her upbringing and who she was as a person. And I was able to heal from that perspective, okay? And then going through life, and as I said, having my traumatic experiences, I was not coping with the it was like a domino effect of the things that were happening, the unfortunate events that was happening in my life. And as I said, because I wasn't dealing with all the things that was happening prior to my tragic and unfortunate moments, it just became overwhelming. And I felt quite sad. I think, I felt really depressed. I felt like, oh my gosh, what is life? What is it about? Where do I go? Who do I see? What do I want? And it's like a wave of emotions that just, come at you full force. And the beautiful thing was, I was surrounded, I am, sorry, not even was, but I am surrounded by, beautiful souls, beautiful people who are constantly, there for me and there for me at the time that I was going through all my traumatic events. And they were always motivating and, or just taking time out to just listen and praying for me. And, saying, let's go out, let's go and do something, even when I didn't want to. I had a dear friend, two dear friends. One, when I was really, unwell, drove all the way from her home and, came down and said, right, come on, let's go out. Because I was just so super sad and, disheartened. And I was just going through so much with my health. And she was like, no, come on, let's get out, let's go out. And we just went out for, we just went for a drive. And then we ended up buying loads of like junk food and stuff. But, and anyway, we went out and I was really thankful for that moment, because I just spent time in my home feeling away and feeling isolated in my mind. And then another film, when all things went pear-shaped with my health, and I came out of hospital, another dear friend came and, just came literally weekly to see me, just to check on me and just kind of gave me encouragement and, perspective. And it was just, it was just good, and it made me laugh, and we laughed. And it was a remedy. Okay. It was a solution. So, those are, those people and many other people, like my mother, my husband, my sisters, my nephews, my niece, my family, they have been very supportive and very encouraging and loving. And it's been a remedy. It's been a solution. And I know sometimes with all those remedies that I'm explaining for myself, that helped me through my healing process of things that have traumatized me and affected me, for others, that's still not enough. For others, you may need more. And as I said, the best thing you can do is begin this process by, saying that, yeah, I feel that there is something not quite right. I don't feel right within myself. And finding out what it is that is causing this trauma, causing this anxiety, and causing this stress on your mind and your well-being. And thinking about probably writing it down. And if it's becoming too great for you to comprehend or understand what's happening around you, then speak to someone, reach out to someone professionally. Do not sit at home, as we all are doing, but pick up the phone, call these organizations that are there to help you. Okay, there's loads of countries around the world that don't have the level of organizations that we have here in the UK that will support you or find you some type of solution or remedy to your current condition or problem or ill health. But you have the opportunity, you have a choice. So take the opportunity to pick up the phone and make that call. I know a lot of them have email, that you can email these organizations. So even if you didn't want to talk and you feel you're stronger writing it, or typing it, then type it through the email that they have. I know Samaritan has an email. So again, the list of the organizations that I spoke of earlier on in the beginning, email them if you can't speak to somebody. And again, if there's someone in the house with you who is supportive, Talk to them, let them know how you're feeling, and both of you or all of you can go on the journey of finding peace and finding a healing process to begin and embark on. Okay, so try. It's hard, I know, it's difficult, I know, but you have to try. Okay, another thing that I found was really good for me through my traumas and my healing process is praying. And I've been brought up by my mum, who became a Christian in the 80s, and she, you know, was she is a believer that all things are possible through Christ Jesus. Okay, and she's always praying heavily for all of us, her family, her children, and her grandchildren. And you know, I learned through her to be still sometimes and just pray. And if you don't have a religion, or you know, you don't believe in those things, try it. There's no harm. And I kid you not, the first time I tried, I think, what the heck am I doing? Who am I praying to? And I really did feel, I just felt at peace. I just felt at peace. And then if that doesn't work for you, another thing that I find that's really good is meditation as well. Meditation, just really just being still, whether you are laying down or standing up or sitting on the floor, or you know, outside. It's just allowing yourself to just be still, just be silent, and just allow all the noise in your head to just stop. Just stop all that noise by just taking a series of deep breaths. And I did a podcast on that some months ago, on how to breathe correctly. And through that breathing technique that I was explaining, I will actually do a blog on it so people can see exactly, or even do a video so people can see how to breathe in and how to breathe out. And through that sort of, through doing that in the meditation aspect, it just kind of let go all that negative, all that noise that you're hearing out. And I would say you can do that for like the first part of your day in the morning when you wake up, so you're prepared for the rest of your day. Or you can do it just before you're going to bed at night, so your mind is clear and ready for a good night's sleep. These things are good, you know, remedies of healing to help you heal, to help you move on in your healing process. Okay, speaking to those that you haven't spoken to for a long time, where you had a falling out with someone, or you had a misunderstanding and you didn't know what happened or why you're no longer speaking. Make peace with that person. Okay, how? Pick up the phone. This is the time more than ever to pick up the phone and just say hello. No one's asking you to climb that mountain today and get over it, but the beginning of the healing process is picking up that phone and saying hello, or writing a letter and posting it, and you know, waiting for a response from that letter. I don't know, but by taking those steps, by picking up the phone, by putting the pen to paper, or sending the text message, is the beginning stage, or is the actual healing process beginning, or you know, actually having the healing itself happening. So that's another remedy and solution right there. Going outside your door for that walk, or that, you know, we are allowed to go outside to have a day-to-day exercise. We need to go outside, right? Because we're humans. We need to breathe the air. We need to be outside in the environment. Our homes are only purpose built for us for a little while. You know, the outdoors is for us to live and breathe the air and meet with people in the social distant aspect, but to have that daily exercise helps us to do what we need to do, think clearly, and help wake up the body. Okay, it helps us to wake up the body and know that we're still here on this earth. Okay, and that's going to help your well-being like 100% on a tenfold. I started, a number of weeks ago, walking with my mother, and we just walking early in the morning, and we're not jogging, we're not running. I've seen so many of them on our journey in the morning, and we just walk and we talk and we laugh, and we're just thankful that we're able to have time together as mother and daughter, but just waking up our body, allowing our bodies to have that daily exercise that it requires, but also help our minds to be more focused and ready for the day. So embrace your exercise daily by taking a step outside, especially now here in the UK. The weather it has been really good. It's been warm and it's been sunny. Take those opportunities to get out your home with your family and go for that daily exercise, and just help build your well-being, build up your immune system. Again, another topic of conversation that I had some weeks ago. Cleanse yourself with the environment, because we are not built for the homes. We're built for the outdoors. And enjoy it. So that's another solution. That's another remedy to your healing or your healing process. Okay. So all those things that I've discussed are just some solutions, some ideas, okay, that you can do. And if there's other processes, another way, share it with me. I would love to hear that from you. I would love to hear it. But what I want you to know is you are not alone. We are all going through this journey right now. Yes, we are individually different, but we are sharing the same sort of experience on this earth together. And many of us have similar stories. Some of us have different stories. But in order to go on, in order to go forward, in order to begin the healing or heal, we need to begin with ourselves and really just enjoy knowing yourself. The motto, like I said, for my business is, take care of yourself, okay? Take care of yourself. So you've got to take care of yourself first. And why I put first is you are the individual, you are the person who's experiencing life, you are the person that need to, I sound a bit more poetic right now, my husband will be very proud. You are the person, you're the beginning, and you need to learn how to love yourself and appreciate yourself. So this time of isolation, this time of, being at home, learn something new about yourself, learn to love yourself, and begin, seriously, trust me, begin to move forward in healing, okay? So I hope you guys have found this topic of conversation, it's been a little bit personal, but it's also been, I hope it's been informative to you. And as I said, if there's anything that I have left out, do reach out to me, talk to me, start this conversation with me. I want to know what you are doing to start your healing process, what it is that you want to heal from and where you want to go. And as I said, there's so many important organisations out there that are there to help you here in the UK. So please do reach out to them. And if you are currently suffering with mental health, then you are currently seeing your general practitioner, your GP. And if you feel that something is, troubling you or your medications run out, please do contact your doctors. And that goes for everyone. If there's something that you are suffering with or you're dealing with, do contact your general practitioner. They are there still to help you, even though we are still going through this coronavirus. You can still contact your general practitioner for any condition or illnesses that have arisen during this time, okay? You are not alone. Have a wonderful week. Go forward, enjoy life, and start your healing process. Take care.